Frankel and Randi Zuckerberg will be keynote speakers at the 2020 Iowa Women's Conference. This day-long conference will empower women to live, learn, and lead their best lives. Featuring more than 20 speakers from across the country talking on a variety of issues facing women, including body confidence, emotional intelligence, working mom guilt, the path to leadership, and more. March 4th at the Community Choice Convention Center. For more info, go to WOCOIowa.com. That's WOCO Iowa.com.
Wow, that is coming
there
up,
we go.
Michelle.
A little promo for a big event that's happening next week here in Des Moines. And here to tell us all about it, and we have one of the speakers joining us as well. We have Nicole Torstensen and Liz Need. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're going to start with you, Nicole, because you work with WOCO, and talk about just how this conference, where the idea came from, and kind of how it came to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of great opportunities for different business conferences in Iowa, and we fully support those. But we wanted to design something that kind of took into account all the different facets of women's life, because we have stuff that affects us at home that we carry to work, and vice versa. So we really wanted to provide topics and speakers that spoke to how to achieve that better work-life balance. We know there's no such thing as a complete balance, but what can you do at work to be a better mom or be a better wife or community citizen? What can you do at home then to achieve a path to leadership or start your own business? Those kind of things. So taking into effect that all those things are integrated and work with each other.
What are some of the things that you have kind of seen and experienced that are really, you feel kind of most important that it's going to come out of this conference and bringing everybody together?
Honestly, I think just starting the conversation around it's okay to not have that work-life balance. I think understanding that sometimes when you're striving for something in a leadership role, things at home might take a back seat for a while, and how to handle that, and vice versa. You got to make time for self-care, otherwise all those other aspects of your life are going to crumble. So just being okay with the fact that we acknowledge that there might not be a complete balance in how to deal with that.
Do you find that's more prominent, where people will focus more on the career aspect of it, and then the family gets the short end of the stick, so to speak?
I think it happens both ways, because women get a lot of pressure, man. I mean,
both directions.
Right? You know, if you're taking some time at work, sometimes you'll hear things like, what are your kids doing? And, maybe you should stay home with the kids, and, they're only going to be young once. We all hear those things. So you feel the pressure to then, okay, I need to focus on home. But then you're at home and you're thinking, gosh, when my kids go to school, what's my career going to look like? I need to start focusing on work. So it's kind of addressing all those different things that we're hearing and how to navigate that.
It is a complicated puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously a work-life balance, a big part of the things that we're going to be learning down there. But there's some a lot of other topics and things of interest that women can take part in with the speakers and the different break. And then we're going to talk to Liz a little bit here about what she's going to be bringing to the conference. But talk about some of the other things that you guys are going to be focusing on.
Yeah, there's just a huge diversity of things, ranging from like how to use creativity in a daily practice to kind of rejuvenate yourself, how to find confidence in fashion. I know that seems like something simple, but like you can really change your life when you feel good with the way that you look. Things like the mental load of the working mom, that's one I've already mentioned. Entrepreneurship. If there's a lot of people out there kind of teetering on the verge of, should I start a new business, or should I take a leap and move up the career path in my current company? We have a leadership panel that's going to be there. Even into women's health, we're going to have a women's wellness panel where you can come and hear all the questions that are burning that you want to know, ranging from like, how can I better advocate for my health, and what are some of the milestones that you need to be thinking of as a woman in your 20s through 50s? What are the things we need to be aware of? So it's wide-reaching. Right,
and it's going to be chock full of speakers, isn't it?
Yes, we have over 25 speakers from all over the country, so we're not hurting for great speakers.
No, we'll talk about the keynotes here in a minute, but first we want to talk to Liz. This is Liz Need with Need Inspiration, speaker, coach. You're going to be speaking at the event next week. So talk about just kind of some of the things that you're going to be focusing on with your presentation.
Well, my topic is focused on an experience that I had. I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
And I summited the 4th of July, 2014. And, kind of connecting to what Nicole talked about, going to Africa and climbing that, the big climb was just making a decision to go, because I have 4 kids at home, 2 that were just graduating. And so I'm really speaking about just the lessons I learned along the way as an individual, as a woman, as a person that is sort of like the vital cog of your family, just everything. And it really was a lot about leaving and coming back. And my favorite story is that when I got home, I was jet lagged and tired. 19,340 feet. Also, the 18 hours of flying. I was very tired.
Wow.
And when I woke up in the morning, I couldn't find my girls. And they were, middle school kind of age.
Okay.
And there was a tent in the backyard, and they had gone to sleep in a tent because that's what cool ladies do.
Okay.
They go
That's
sleep
right,
in a
that's
tent.
right.
So,
In your own backyard, yeah.
yeah, so I'm giving a little content away, but the big question is like, who's watching you? Because more about what you do is powerful than what you say. So,
What does it mean to you as a speaker and as a coach to be a part of this event and just kind of and having these events overall?
I love that it's a women's conference and that it's like unabashedly focusing on this group of people. And I think in this day and age with all of the social media, the comparison, and this feeling that you can do everything, it's really, really good that the ladies are going to get a chance to learn and be invested in. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, kind of building that community
Now,
feel.
you climbed the mountain many years ago, and you're still drawing inspiration from that
Literally.
journey.
Yeah, I know. There are some people that, maybe my colleagues that are like, oh, she's talking about the mountain again. But it really,
It's a life-changing
she's talking about creativity again, or getting outside.
Exactly. But it really,
Never gets old.
it truly did change my life. I mean, it really was one of those things that I can remember when I'm getting overwhelmed that, you just take this one step and you'll get to the top. Like, it's constantly this metaphor.
What made
that's
you
teaching
do it
me.
in the first place?
I'd always wanted to do it. And my sons had, full disclosure, I got pregnant and I was not married, and I had twins. I had to call my dad and say, hello, Dad, I'm pregnant and I'm having two. And they were just graduating, and I thought, I just did the climb of my life. And I thought, this is the time, I'm going to the mountain. And it was sort of a celebration of what I had just been through as a mother.
Oh,
That
good
is
for
awesome
you.
for
Very
you.
inspiring. Lots of those types of stories and things to learn. Keynote speakers that are coming next week. Focus on them, and then let's get into the logistics and details of how people can come and get involved.
We have 2 keynote speakers. Our opening keynote is Randi Zuckerberg, who you might recognize her name. She created Facebook Live, and she's kind of moved on doing her own amazing things. Actually, she wrote a book that was called You Can Do It All, Just Not All in One Day. And that's one thing where I was like, yeah, this lady knows what she's talking about. So she'll actually kick off our conference, and then in the afternoon we'll have Bethenny Frankel, who's a recognizable name as well. And she'll be doing more of a Q&A style keynote.
Okay.
So she's just like all of us, she's got a mom, she's an entrepreneur, except for the fact that you guys have been on TV. This is one of my first times in this realm, but she can kind of speak to those different facets of our lives as well.
Okay, Lynn, let's talk about kind of the structure of the day. It's an all-day event, how people can get registered for it, and then they get to choose beforehand kind of the breakout sessions and different things. Yeah,
that's what's great. We have the 2 keynotes, but then there's 17 different breakout sessions for you to choose from, but we do want you to choose those in advance because some of them are filling up.
Sure.
So you can go to WOCOIowa.com, you get your ticket, and then you can select those breakout sessions that you want to be in. And then at the end of the day, we're all going to come together for a cocktail networking reception. And actually during that time, we'll be enjoying some of the Peace Tree brew that they developed for us, and the proceeds from that will go to Dorothy's house.
And you have something you're wearing too.
Actually,
we want to show off. That was also going to help
this
benefit
amazing
Dorothy's
shirt
house.
was designed by the Vinyl Studios. I don't know if you can see it very good, but this is one of the t-shirt designs that we'll have available. You can actually pre-order at thevinylstudio.com, and $10 from every one of these shirts will go back to Dorothy's house. So thank you to all of our sponsors who have shown support and then are continuing to give back by helping us support Dorothy's house too.
All the women live, learn, and lead.
Yes.
WOCO 2020. It's happening next week. Visit them at WOCOIowa.com.
Before we go,